The most elaborate and detailed scenery ever made. Over 6 times bigger than a regular scenery. With so many details and areas to explore, the legendary scenery is here. And this is how it was created.
Clash of Clans, creating scenery, take 1.
I think this was around last summer when everybody got together and agreed that, hey, I think it's time for moving on to a new tier for the legendary scenery.
We wanted to tap into classic fantasy, a world full of rich history, epic battles, ancient myths, and magical realms, all brought into the Clash universe. Here's one of our early sketches. Our first thought, not big enough. So we asked, how far can we push this? And eventually, we made it over 6 times bigger than any scenery before.
The legendary scenery offers much more than just a larger scale. Our main goal with this feature was to create an immersive experience that is both fun to use and expands the way we tell stories in the game.
The theme that we're going for is a tabletop RPG, and it calls for a lot of creative ideas and a lot more storytelling, more clickability, cinematics in there, so the players can engage a lot more with this scenery.
Each element of that scenery received a lot of personality and attention. Visual transitions, sounds, animation, interactive spots, everything was carefully crafted to serve the story.
We put all these amazing small stories outside the battle area and give you whole immersive feelings of this scenery.
To push the fantasy feel even more, we decided to lift the entire realm into the sky. This added layers of depth and made the scenery feel like a grand floating world. As we designed skins for different races, orcs, dwarves, fauns, and elves, we decided that each hero would have their own unique zone. And with that, the story of Clash of Dragons started to take shape. Dragons became the villains, attacking it as our heroes fought to defend their home.
So every time when we are designing a skin, we never want to lose the personality of our heroes. Barbarian always very brave, trying to fight. Barbarian always been barbarian. He just changed a cool clothes.
You can see all 4 of these heroes that we're releasing, and they're basically on 4 different sides defending the scenery from this dragon battle that is unfolding.
Not only do you see dragons soaring through the sky, but you'll also spot characters and troops fighting back, running for safety. And of course, goblins sneaking around, grabbing any gold they can get their hands on.
And what's cool is if you really zoom in to each hero, there's a button up top, and if you click on it, there's a small, really cool cinematic moment that pops up.
For the first time, each hero has their own custom animation, telling a mini-story that you can see within the scenery.
I wanted to imagine what it would be like to be there in this amazing environment the artist created, like so rich and full of life and variety. Rather than a single main theme, there's like 4 different themes that play based on the different areas of the map. Create that kind of level of detail and realism that brings the player in, creates immersion, but also adding layers of the fantastical and magical.
Creating something on this huge scale had its challenges. One of the biggest was simply filling the enormous space while keeping everything in scale so it still felt believable. Getting this huge world to run smoothly on mobile was a big accomplishment.
Now that we have expanded our technical capabilities, we are very excited to keep pushing these boundaries and bring new ways for players to interact with our game.
We really want the players to engage a lot more with our cosmetics and overall just immerse more in the Clash world. I think it'll be really cool for the players to see what kind of work goes into each one of these sceneries and how many people from different fields are involved to make this happen.
From working with our incredible team of 30 artists around the world to overcoming technical and creative challenges, we're so proud to finally share this legendary scenery with all of you.
Now that you got a glimpse into the creation of this new feature, it's time to go and check it out in the game.
Banana? It's always about the bananas. Go find it.